Welcome everybody to VGL eSports Speedkings World Championship Round 2 here at the iconic Silverstone circuit. Just give me a couple moments. I'm going to post the stream link so that the league owners can post it in their servers, and then we're going to get going here for Round 2 in the VGL eSports Speedkings World Championship. Alrighty, almost done, guys. Sorry for the wait. Here we go. Alright, we're ready. So, I apologize again for the late start time, everyone. I think it's going to be like this every week as my school finishes at 2:15 really, but 7:15 for those of you in the UK. I live in Canada, so that's why it's so late, but that's why my school ends late, but that's why it takes me a while to get home before I can start streaming and start making the lobby and all that. So it's gonna be like this every week, all the weeks that I'm hosting. I think around 7:55 UK time start, and then lobby start, and then hopefully 8:05, 8:10 p.m. BST race start. So yeah, but we're ready here for round 2 of the VGL eSports Speedkings World Championship. So I did my research. There's the VGL eSports Greek Championship and there's the World Championship. So the Greek Championship is for the VGL drivers, and the World Championship is this one right here, where 5 leagues, 4 drivers from each league from all over the world race against each other in a fierce competition until the end, until the finale. So here we go then. 𝐞𝐒𝐩𝐨𝐫𝐭𝐬 is on provisional pole with a 1 minute 26.9, the VGL driver. Let's go through the grid quickly. So the VGL drivers, we have 𝐞𝐒𝐩𝐨𝐫𝐭𝐬, Salmas, Riptier Ankles, and 𝐞𝐒𝐩𝐨𝐫𝐭𝐬. For ILRL, we have 𝐿𝐷𝐈 as a reserve, F1 Lewis as a reserve, and Rasa. So I'm the owner of the ILRL, if you didn't know. 𝐞𝐒𝐩𝐨𝐫𝐭𝐬, and I'm not sure where Optic is, he should be here soon, but 𝐿𝐷𝐈 and who was it? Destroyer, who got P2 last week, was unable to come today, so that's why we've got 2 reserves. ERS, 𝐿𝐷𝐈, I don't know, I'll just call him 13, or I don't know. I'll call him 𝐿𝐷𝐈, how's that? Nick NW, NPP, and TTL Neil Schrindick, who I believe it's his first time racing. He wasn't here in Monaco last week. CFRL, Kieran Liam, Wildstorm, and Sus. And finally, Super Close Racing League, DNT Blitz, Volcano Master, Polish Man, and Para. So 8 minutes have already transpired here in qualifying. 10 minutes to go. 𝐞𝐒𝐩𝐨𝐫𝐭𝐬 is on provisional pole with VGL eSports, 𝐷𝐈 with ILRL in P2, and 𝐿𝐷𝐈 in P3 for ERS. So the standings were posted after last race, but I believe there was a mistake, and I think your championship leader, as it stands, is RTW Rock, of course, because he won the race in the drivers, the ERS driver, and in the constructors it is SCRL with 37 points, I believe. So let's see who's on a lap. F1 Lewis is on a lap. We're gonna ride on board with him here. I'm just gonna make sure that my volume isn't too high, because that would not be good. No, it's perfect. All right, F1 Lewis, just over half a tenth up on his time, almost exceeds track limits at the exit of Luffield, but now he's gonna approach Cops. Almost flat out, but couldn't take it completely flat out. Now he's approaching the iconic Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel corners. Little lift there, dab of the brakes, and down to 5th gear. Oh, and he spun. F1 Lewis, and that's his hot lap over. 𝐞𝐒𝐩𝐨𝐫𝐭𝐬 is invalid, and we can tell because the mini-map is red, if you didn't know that. Salmas is on a lap, and he is just over a tenth up on his time. Has a big snap of oversteer on the exit of Brooklands and takes a bad line through Luffield. I wonder if that compromised him through the middle sector here. Now he's going to approach Cops. Let's see if he can take it flat out. Does he have enough rotation in the setup? Almost flat out there, but he had to take a little dab on the brakes on exit. Maggots is flat. Beckett's little lift, and then the entry and exit of Chapel. A couple dabs of the brakes. 5th gear, opens the DRS down the hanger straight here. A tenth and a half up on his time as we approach Stowe, which is a good overtaking place if you can get side by side of the car ahead. Down the 6th gear. Oh, and he spun as well. Commentators cursed 2 drivers in a row. Sus is going slow. And Volcano Master, the man in P3 last week, has put it on provisional pole by 3 tenths. 1 minute 26.6. 𝐷𝐈 on a lap. And again, like many other drivers, just over half a tenth gaining on his time after the first sector. Going through sector 2 now, approaching Cops. I don't think we'll see anyone taking Cops flat today. Will 𝐷𝐈 get close? Little dab of the brakes. Almost there. If someone had a crazy setup with lots of rotation, and maybe it would happen, but I don't think that will happen today. Sixth gear through Chapel, absolutely right over that curb. Take full advantage of it as he sets the purple middle sector. I didn't see the split time as there was the amount of viewers notification came up, but let's see if he can improve as he comes across the line. Through Vale now, and through the final corner. Fourth gear, up to the line for Jishnu. What's it going to be in qualifying here with 6 minutes to go? Barely improves. His lap time stays in P4. Here we go with 𝐸𝐸 for ERS. His previous lap time was a 1:28.094. Let's see if he can improve that. Down the Wellington straight. This is probably the best overtaking opportunity in the race. Down the Wellington straight and into Brooklands. He is just under half a tenth gain through the first sector. Fourth gear through Luffield now. Oh, and he spun. That's 3 spins in 4 minutes. So wow, big snap of oversteer from 𝐞𝐸. So lots of drivers getting massive snaps of oversteer, massive grip losses, and losing the car. And ripped tier ankles for VGL has gotten disqualified from qualifying. His best lap time, oh, and he's right, I was going to say his best lap time was a 1:29.6, but if you get disqualified, you're automatically at the back. So that is the difference between getting disqualified and retiring. 𝐞𝐸 with an absolutely massive time gain through the first sector. He's 2.5 tenths up. Here we go with 𝐞𝐸. He looked very, very strong in Monaco, but unfortunately got taken out on lap 1. Let's see if he can get his revenge tonight in Silverstone. 7th gear through Copse and up to Magazine-Beckett to finish off the second sector of his hot lap. His current lap time is a 1:28.1. Can he improve that? We will see. Like dab of the brakes and short shifts up to 6th through Chapel, now down the hanger straight. It's a purple middle sector and he's 3.5 tenths up on his lap time. Here we go with 𝐞𝐸. Let's see if he can grab P5 here. 6th gear through Stowe. We're gonna ride on board now. Oh, lots of drivers getting massive oversteer. Polish man's a second down. F1 Lewis is invalid. Let's ride on board with 𝐞𝐸𝐨𝐫𝐭𝐬, who's 2 tenths up on his lap time. The VGL driver is. 4th gear through Brooklands and down the 3rd through Luffield. Sporting the blue and white VGL eSports livery. So if there's any drivers in the chat, please let me know if I'm saying your name wrong or if you'd like me to say your name a different way, because I don't know most of you. But yeah. What's it going to be? The split sector time as we approach intermediate 2, and he's down on his time by 35 thousandths of a second. 𝐞𝐸𝐨𝐫𝐭𝐬 is not improving. Here we go through Stowe. Will he be one of the only drivers we've seen actually complete it cleanly? He is completing it cleanly, but he boxes. TNT Blitz is spun. Rassam, Wildstorm, and Kieran Liam yet to set a lap time. Rassam's on a lap, so is Wildstorm. I think that's slow. 1:03 through the second sector, but I'm not sure. There's a car in front of him. Oh, that's gonna get reported for sure. I don't think he saw him. Who was that? That was an SCRL driver. Was it Volcano? No. Was it Polish man? No, he's in the pits. It must have been, I don't know who it was. But Wildstorm up to the line now and up to P6. Well done for Wildstorm. 1:27.7. That gets CFRL higher on the grid as his teammate Sus and Kieran Liam down in P15 and P17 respectively. Now we're going to ride on board with Rassam, the ILRL driver who DNF'd last time out in Monaco. Here we go, 1:05 through the middle sector. So 2 seconds down on Wildstorm's middle sector time. I think this will not be good enough for a decent lap time. He's probably going to have another run or he's going to box. We will see. So he's going to go to the line, but he's probably going to go for another lap. He's lagging quite a bit, unless that's me. 2 minutes remain here in qualifying, and yeah, that lap time is not going to be sufficient. He's at the bottom with 1 minute 30.2, but we're going to stay on board. We're going to keep viewing his lap as he comes around the iconic Silverstone circuit to try and set a better lap time here in qualifying with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. It's a yellow flag, and it's a red CFRL car of Kieran Liam on the Wellington straight as Rassam passes him. Purple first sector for Rasa, 2.5 tenths up. This is it. This is the lap. As you can see, his fuel indicator is blinking just under the heads-up display. So this is the lap for Rassam, the one lap he has to try and get out of the bottom 10, to get up into the top 10 if he can. Here in Silverstone, Wildstormer tires, barely keeps it in track limits, Rassam does. Big snap of oversteer as he enters Maggots. That was interesting. 6th gear and down to 5th. Get back up onto the power and down the hanger straight. 5.5 tenths up. He's in the slipstream of his teammate. Who is that? Must be F1 Lewis, who's invalid. But here we go with Rassam. This is his final attempt. Here we go through Vale. 2nd gear, 3rd gear, 4th gear. Up to the line for Rassam. What's it gonna be? 1 minute 29.6. Improves by quite a bit, but not enough to improve by much. He's up into P15. So now every single car is on the track at the moment. The hunt for pole is very, very much active. Who can it be? Volcano? As 𝐞𝐒𝐩𝐨𝐫𝐭𝐬 is out. The VGL driver has crashed. I thought it was right there. There was a yellow flag there. Oh, it is him, yes. There's an ERS car coming there now. Nick NW. Oh, it's disappeared. So, catastrophe for VGL eSports as 𝐞𝐒𝐩𝐨𝐫𝐭𝐬 crashes out of qualifying, ruining his chances for pole position. And that pretty much hands it to Volcano unless Para or TTL can take it back. TTL is 1.5 tenths down, so I don't think he'll get it. Here we go with Para up to the line. He had a very, very strong showing in Monaco last time out. Here we go up to the line for Para, and he goes invalid at the line. He would have been up into P3, but he went invalid at the exit of the final corner. Absolute catastrophe for Super Close Racing League there. Here comes TTL through Stowe. Absolutely rides over that curve. Gives it no mercy. Through Vale now. What gear will he take it in? 4th gear. Short shifts up to 5th. Very early he does. And now up to the line for TTL. He does not improve. P3 for TTL. NPP is not on a lap. And neither is F1 Lewis. What about Rasa? Rassam is not either. And that's the end of qualifying. It's 2 pole positions in a row for Volcano Master in the VGL eSports Speed Kings World Championship. 𝐞𝐒𝐩𝐿 in P2 and TTL in P3. Well, that's a wrap. I'm going to check the comments quickly as we wait for the session to end. Mason loves wood. This is Mookie. I forget who that is. I think that's BB8. I did send an invite to Hagerfrag actually, but I don't know if he received it. He wasn't active on Discord. I asked if people needed invites and I didn't get any messages, so I'm not sure why he wasn't able to join, but and the rest is all hype for everyone's league. It's a great championship. VGL eSports Speed Kings is. The best drivers from 5 different leagues coming together and having the ultimate tier, vying for every single position, every single ounce of time that they can find. TTL finally comes across the line. He's out of fuel. And once NPP enters the garage, we will exit the session. And there we go, 10th for MPP, the ERS driver. Let me know your predictions in the comments for the race win. I am going with, I think Wildstorm's going to get a podium. I think Volcano will win. And I think 𝐞𝐒𝐩𝐨𝐫𝐭𝐬 will get second place with the fastest lap. Those are my predictions, but here we go then. Volcano Master on pole. Careful with this. TTL, 𝐞𝐒𝐩𝐶, Para, Wildstorm, 𝐖𝐞𝐥𝐸𝐸, Nick, NPP, Polishman, F1 Lewis, Salmas, Sus, DNT Blitz, Kieran Liam, Rassam, and Rip to Your Ankles, who was disqualified for going the wrong way. So it appears that ERS is looking the best after that qualifying. All 4 drivers were in the top 10, I believe. But only time will tell who will fare the best in the race. There's no formation lap, as for those of you who don't know, because of the new patch 1.12, there apparently was a glitch. So I hope everyone is aware, because we did make that clear earlier that there would be no formation lap. Just waiting for everyone to ready up, and then we're going to get going right away here at Silverstone. If you thought there were a lot of spins in qualifying, then I'm worried for what's to come here in the race. Everyone's going to be starting on 70-degree tires, so very, very cold rubber on these Formula 1 cars. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Get hyped, everyone. It's time for the VGL eSports Speedkings World Championship Round 2. Is go! Volcano Master leads. Careful, this almost gets the better exit. Off the line. Right on him. Down through Abbey. And into the loop, into Village. The first sector corners here. These two are on hard tires. Let's look at everyone's tire. Most of the field opting for mediums, but the top 3 are on hards. And what's happened to Nick NW? Not again. 2 races in a row. Nick NW off on the first lap. Oh, and Sus is out. Debris flying everywhere. And that's a safety car. Just like last week, Nick NW got caught up on an incident, and there's a safety car on the first lap. So 8 drivers on hards, technically 9, but Sus DNF'd. So 9 drivers on hards and 10 drivers on mediums. So pretty balanced. I think it's going to be a hard medium or a medium hard, but the safety car will spice things up if it comes out later on in the race. Let's look at the positions gained. And Tess, who was not present in qualifying, has gained 9 positions from the back of the grid and is up into P10, leading the CFRL drivers. And after that is Rassam from ILRL, up 8 positions. All ILRL drivers in the points. Rassam, F1 Lewis, and 𝐞𝐥𝐸𝐸, but there's only 3 of them today. CPI Optic unable to race. And we have gone green again. Polishman and Salmas are in the pits. And look at this, AV Test is all over the back of Rassam MFIO. Let's make it 10. Oh! And here comes NPP down the inside of Abbey. Rassam keeps the position. What a move from NPP down the straight. Is he going to go for a dive into the Village, I believe. Believe that corner's Village. Goes around the outside of the loop. Yeah, Rassam is lagging quite a bit here. But either way, 𝐞𝐥𝐸𝐸 is 3/10 behind Para here. ILRL versus SCRL respectively. And Para is also closing in on the ERS driver of TTL. It's all going down to the wire here at Silverstone, and Lewis is off. The ILRL reserve is off and is down into P12. Will Kieran Liam get him? most likely into Maggots and Beckett's, because those tires will be screaming on 110 or so degrees. AV Tess is still on the back of MPP, and MPP is on the back of Rassam. Oh, and Rassam, and MPP's gone. He's spun. Rassam's glitching quite a bit, so it's hard to tell when the driver behind is getting close. We've got a great battle for the lead here. Top 5 are all within half a second of each other. Oh! And he's gone. TTL started in P3, and that's another safety car. He is out. Look at this. Rassam up 10 positions. Tess up 11 positions. Unfortunately for Gio, we missed what happened with Gio. He is down 9 positions. And D&T Blitz is up 9 positions, up into P6 for SCRL. Is it a VSC? Is it a full safety car? We're going to look at the Marshall post there. It is a full safety car. So we have to wait for the safety car to come out. And this will probably last for at least a couple laps. Let me know your thoughts of the first lap in the chat. I like promoting chat activity. I like when the spectators are active and debating and enjoying the race. So yeah, it was a VSC. We have gone green, and Gio has gotten a drive-through penalty. So his race ruined before it started, really. It's only lap 3. He's down in P16 with the drive-through. And what's happened to Rassam? He had such a good start, and he's down to P12. Let's ride on board with F1 Lewis, who's gonna get close to Wildstorm, but Wildstorm is coming in. I don't think he has a front wing. Here we go with Rassam, who's closing on Tess. And Tess is also boxed and gotten a 5-second penalty. Believe it or not, after that safety car, apart from Para, not a single driver is within DRS of the car ahead. I believe DRS would be enabled this lap. So we're gonna be watching Para as he goes through left field now and tries to catch up to 𝐞𝐥𝐸𝐻 here. There's a car off in the middle sector. I believe it's ERS. The ERS car of 𝐞𝐥𝐸𝐿. And Para barely within DRS, and he's gonna get it here. He's just on the fringes of it. 1 second and 84 thousandths. So he must have gotten within a second at the detection point. And here we go with 𝐞𝐥𝐸𝐿, who's extremely close to Wildstorm. Sneaking one up the inside of Brooklands and gonna go around the outside of Luffield. Here we go with 𝐞𝐥𝐸𝐿. Does he make it stick? Yes, he does. But here we go with Wildstorm. He's got a much better exit. And there we go, 𝐞𝐥𝐸𝐿 using the battery to its full extent. Gets up into P12. Lovely move from 𝐞𝐥𝐸𝐿. Careful, this has set the fastest lap of the race. And those are the fastest lap times, ladies and gentlemen. The closest one to 𝐞𝐥𝐸𝐿 is Para with a 1:30.7. Oh, and Gio's off. 𝐞𝐸𝐻 has now gotten into DRS of Para, and 𝐞𝐥𝐸𝐿 has gotten to the DRS of Volcano. So a battle is still brewing here at the front of the grid between Volcano, 𝐞𝐥𝐸𝐿, Para, and 𝐞𝐻. SCRL with a double podium as it stands, Volcano and Para. As we watch the race leader go through the middle sector. No DRS for 𝐞𝐥𝐸𝐿. So that will leave him vulnerable later on in the race to Para. 𝐞𝐒𝐩𝐨𝐫𝐭𝐬 also has the DRS. And Polish man has left the session. What's happened? He isn't out. But he is now ghosted because he's out. Oh, and 𝐞𝐻𝐻𝐿𝐴𝐽𝐻, no, not again. 𝐞𝐻𝐻𝐿𝐴𝐽𝐻 seeing his race slip through his hands in the early stages from pole position, and that puts the VGL eSports League in the lead for the first time in this World Championship. 𝐞𝐻𝐻𝐻 is going to get the DRS, and so is Para. The podium is being occupied by 3 different leagues at the moment: VGL, SCRL, and ILRL. We are yet to see a Champions F1 Racing League car on the podium at any point in any race. So hopefully we will see that later on in the season, or maybe even today. Oh, snap of oversteer there from 𝐞𝐒𝐩𝐨𝐫𝐭𝐬. He's now only 7/10 up on Para. Para's going to get close down into Stowe. Stowe isn't the best for overtaking in itself, but it is the corner right after a DRS zone. So you will see quite a few sends there today. And surprisingly, there haven't been many overtakes so far in the session, so hopefully we'll be getting more very shortly. F1 Lewis is just over 5/10 behind DNT Blitz here. ILRL versus SCRL in this particular battle. He's right on the back of him, and he's going to go around the outside of Vale, and he's going to go up the inside of the penultimate corner, pushing DNT Blitz wide, and that's up into P6 for F1 Lewis. The Salmas has gotten a penalty. Let's see the penalties for all the drivers here. Pretty much all the drivers at the back, plus Rassam, have a penalty, and DNT Blitz is on F1 Lewis, and MPP is on DNT Blitz. Is DNT Blitz close enough to re-overtake F1 Lewis here? Oh, what a beautiful shot that is. And here we go, he pulls out of the slipstream, tries to move down the inside, but F1 Lewis positions that car beautifully and maintains his 6th position. 𝐞𝐻𝐻𝐻 is half a second back on Para, and Para's dropped back from 𝐞𝐻𝐻𝐿𝐴𝐽𝐻. So the VGL driver showing great pace so far here in this British Grand Prix. And 𝐞𝐻𝐻𝐻 should have a run down into Stowe. I'm going to ride on board with him now. Now let's go for the broadcast shot. He's ran out of battery, only has 10%, while his opponent in this particular battle, Para, is on 50%. So that will definitely come into play. Before they make their pit stops, Para will be able to use much more energy and be able to gain all that pace before his pit stop, and most likely pull out of DRS from 𝐞𝐻𝐻𝐻. And here we go with NPP, who hits DNT Blitz. So DNT Blitz not having the best of luck so far in this British Grand Prix, and that sees MPP up into 7th, and that sees F1 Lewis getting out of the DRS of the cars behind. Gonna ride on board with DNT here. He should have a run down the Wellington straight. Will NPP get the DRS? He will not. So let's ride on board with Blitz here, the SCRL driver looking to overtake the European Racing Series driver to get P7 here. We got a yellow flag in the first sector, and it's Nick NW. 𝐞𝐻𝐻𝐻 is closer than ever here. F1 Para is 2 seconds behind 𝐶𝐻𝐻𝐿𝐴𝐽𝐻, so he will not get DRS obviously. 𝐞𝐻𝐻𝐻 4/10 back. Oh, but he's gotten DRS actually of the lapped cars, so Para getting very lucky there. 𝐞𝐻𝐻𝐻 surely would have had a run if Para did not get the DRS. Who is that? Is that Gio? It is Gio. So Gio, Kieran Liam, and Polish man are all ghosted. I don't think 𝐞𝐒𝐩𝐨𝐫𝐭𝐬 is actually here. And that's Polish man getting lapped. So Polish man's definitely here. I don't think 𝐞𝐒𝐩𝐨𝐫𝐭𝐬 is. You can tell based on the driving style. Yeah, he isn't ghosted anymore, and he's spun. But he's ghosted even though no one's near him because he isn't actually in the session. I think Gio's here. We can tell by his onboard. Yep. Yeah, he's here. And he gets out of the way of 𝐞𝐒𝐩𝐨𝐫𝐭𝐬, who's dropped back quite significantly. He's out of DRS now, and he gets a massive snap of oversteer coming out of left field, and he gets a penalty for cutting the inside there, and that's going to be very costly if he wants that podium. And Polish man has also gotten a penalty. Every ILRL driver has a penalty at this point in time. NPP is only 2/10 back. Gonna ride on board with him as he trails F1 Lewis ever so slightly through the middle sector here. F1 Lewis is out of battery, but NPP is on 30%. That will be a contributing factor as to if NPP will get the move done here. And he's all over the back of Lewis here. I think he's gonna get the move done. Yes, he is. NPP up into 6th, and next up is his teammate 𝐞𝐻 in P5. Got a yellow flag, and must have happened in the pit lane. There aren't any cars here. I think this is the crossover period for those on mediums. Tires probably be quite old by now, and there aren't any early signs of rain at this point in time. So we will most likely see all the medium runners come in within the next 2 or 3 laps. Only 5 of them remain. We've got a yellow flag on the Wellington straight. Who is it? I can't find them. But 𝐞𝐻𝐨𝐽 is back into DRS of Para. So we're going to stick with him, see if he can get any closer, because this will definitely be a battle worth watching. F1 Lewis comes into the pits. So this is the crossover period for the medium compound runners, as after 9 laps, or 10 laps I should say, on those tires, F1 Lewis is coming in for a fresh set of rubber. And here goes 𝐞𝐻𝐨𝐽. He's all over the back of Para, right on the gearbox. He should have a run into cops, but we don't want to see the outcome of that one, will we? Here we go with 𝐞𝐻𝐨𝐽 then, through left field. Gonna look at the broadcast camera. Oh, what a lovely shot that is with the drone. 2/10 separate the SCRL and ILRL drivers. 1/10 now. Almost side by side. Let's see if 𝐞𝐻𝐨𝐽 is gonna have a run into Stowe here. He's chasing that 2nd place finish. But he does have that penalty, don't forget. 3/10 back, he's using his battery, he has his DRS open, but it isn't enough. He's out of battery, and Para has 25%. And Para boxes. 3 medium compound runners remain. Says Lewis is only a 10.5 behind. That's clearly incorrect. So now we're gonna watch the leader. Careful this. Check the comments quickly. I'm gonna see how I sound on the stream. Alright, it sounds okay. Alright, it sounds okay. Yeah. NPP is the next driver to come within DRS of someone else. Not very many battles on the track at the moment, so if I must say, quite an underwhelming race thus far. And he's really close to DNT Blitz here. Is NPP gonna get up into P5 here? Here we go with him on board through Stowe. Is he gonna try a lunge? He's gonna go around the outside. He's gonna try a switchback, but just can't carry enough speed. And into the pits goes DNT Blitz. So that sees NPP up into P5. And so does 𝐞𝐥𝐬. So Rassam's the only driver to still be out on those mediums. He should be coming in this lap, if not the lap after. Are we gonna have a battle in the pit lane here? No, we won't. Maybe. Maybe. He's gonna come out just behind F1 Lewis and 𝐞𝐥𝐸. He's quite a ways away behind, actually. Oh, Para is right on the back of 𝐞𝐥𝐬, and he's going to go around the outside of left field. What a move from Para. Now they're going to drag race it all the way to Kops. Let's see who's going to have the better corner, who's going to carry the most speed, and who's going to have the upper hand. And at this point in time, it's F7R Para who goes for the switchback at Kops, and 𝐞𝐥𝐬 backs out. Para up into P5. Careful, this sets the fastest lap of the race, a 1:30.4. But 𝐞𝐥𝐬's got the DRS, so he's going to have another opportunity on those 1 lap fresher tires than Para. And Tess sets the fastest lap. He or she, I'm not too sure, is on softs. So believe it or not, midway through this race. And F1 Lewis is also quite close to 𝐞𝐥𝐸 here. And he's gotten the move because 𝐞𝐥𝐸 was spun. Another disappointing race from 𝐞𝐥𝐸. Part of it through no fault of his own, unfortunately. 𝐞𝐥𝐬's going to have another opportunity, but I don't think he's close enough. Here we go. He does not have a lunge through Brooklands, but he had a look. 4th gear, now into left field, 3rd gear. Another run into Kops, perhaps. Para gets the better exit, but this move is not settled yet. He runs wide, 𝐞𝐥𝐬 does. He's very close to him, and will hopefully have an opportunity down into Stowe. Give us viewers something to cheer about, something to watch, some exciting action. Down into Stowe we go, braking just after the 50, and he's unable to make that move stick. But he's still with him, and he will remain with him for quite a long while, I think. Probably until lap 20 or so. Because Silverstone is a great track for racing, but it isn't the best for overtaking. The straights aren't very long. If 𝐞𝐥𝐬 was 4/10 or under through the Wellington straight, then he might have an opportunity down into Brooklands. But one thing's for sure, his ERS level is not his friend right now. Only 10%, and we've got 25% in Para's car. Whose livery is your favorite? Put it in the chat. VGL, SCRL, ERS, ILRL, and CFRL. Rassam has gotten past DNT Blitz, who's went off. And that sees, and DNT Blitz is DNF'd. DNT Blitz has retired from the race in the first sector. And that's only 2/10 separating Jishnu and Para here. They're so close to the final sector because of that helping of the rear wing. But through the first sector, Jishnu just can't get close enough. Hopefully he will have another run on the following lap. And NPP is up at the second place because 𝐞𝐤𝐤𝐿 is in the pits. How many positions has he gained? 8 positions for NPP. Well done. 15 lap old hards. So this is the point where you're going to start to see the hard compound runners come in. And 𝐞𝐤𝐤𝐿 Master and 𝐸 have done just that. 𝐸 having a tough time getting out of the pits. And that's a safety car. What's happened? Why has the safety car just came out? Ten drivers remain. Kieran Liam is ghosted. Careful, this boxes. This is an absolutely free pit stop for all those hard compound runners. So this could be Nick NW's chance here. But he's on the runoff area. Will NPP dive into the pits, or will he wait until after the safety car? I don't think anyone will wait until after the safety car. It almost makes sense. Oh, never mind. It was a virtual safety car. But either way, it would almost make sense for the medium compound runners to come in, because almost all the hard runners would have came in to switch on to the mediums. And careful, this pretty much secures the win here. He's made his pit stop and he's come out well clear of NPP, who's in second. Nick NW is around about half a second behind Rassam here. And Para is off at Stowe and he's boxing. Does he have no front wing or something? And 𝐸 is boxing as well. And Para's retired in the pit lane. There's only 9 laps left. And everyone would be scoring points. But he's retired in the pit lane. Either way, 9 drivers remain here at Silverstone. Nick NW dives into the pits. I'm surprised NPP didn't come in. All he's gonna do is lose time to those behind him on fresher tires, the likes of Jishnu, 𝐞𝐤𝐤𝐿, and F1 Lewis. It's gonna be very, very intense between NPP and F1 Lewis out of the pits. Will he come into the pits this lap? He should be coming in, but he isn't. I believe that that he's been on those tires since the start, meaning that he does have to box. But I don't know what he's waiting for. Unless he started on a different tire and boxed to hards on lap 1. Then he can try sticking it out to the end of the race here. But those tires look absolutely destroyed. If he's gonna box, it's now or never, because he's just losing time to those behind him. High drama at the restart here. NPP is a penalty. Jishnu is a penalty. F1 Lewis and Rassam have 2 penalties. And that might open the door for 𝐸 to gain the position on Rassam here. What are the tires that these two are running? Oh, 𝐸 is on fresh softs, so surely he's going to gain on the 4-lap old hards that Rassam is currently sporting. And 𝐞𝐤𝐤𝐿 has just broken DRS of NPP. It is now or never for NPP to make his pit stop if he's going to make it. 5 tenths separate these two drivers from ERS and from SCRL. Is he boxing? No. I think he's going to stay out until the end here. But I think he's going to get disqualified for not using 2 different compounds during the race. Big snap of oversteer there. He's got absolutely no grip, and Volcano sails past up into second place. A late safety car will really spice things up here. Will open up Volcano's race once more. The man on pole 10 seconds behind 𝐞𝐒𝐩𝐨𝐫𝐭𝐬 at the moment. And already NPP is over a second behind the car ahead. He has a massive pace deficit on those 18-lap-old hards. And he's gotten the penalty, leaving him on 6 seconds. So now he's going to have to overtake Rassam for that 6th place. Vote for your driver of the day today. In the chat, let me know. Like I said, it's much appreciated if the chat is active. And Volcano's gotten a penalty. Leaving Volcano and NPP on the same amount of penalties, but I don't think NPP is going to get that position on those 19-lap-old hards. Oh, he's got a puncture! I knew I saw something. 19 laps is just too much for those. And Volcano's off! Volcano has spun in the first sector, and this absolutely opens the door for Mr. 𝐞𝐸𝐨𝐫𝐭𝐬, who's going to get up into second place here. What did I say after quality? Second place for 𝐞𝐸𝐨𝐫𝐿. Here we go then. We're going to ride on board with NPP, see how he does on that punctured left front tire. Who's off? NPP, or 𝐞𝐸𝐿, I should say, was off. And 𝐸𝐸 is now 6 tenths behind Rassam. NPP has been overtaken by 𝐞𝐸𝐨𝐫𝐿. 19 laps was just 1 lap too many for those hard tires. He's been on those from the very start. I'm not sure if he was on those off the line, but he was on those tires at least after lap 1, and it was just too much of a distance for those tires to handle. Even the hards couldn't do it. So he's gonna have to box to softs now. He's gonna have a battle with F1 Lewis out of the pits. Let's see. Oh, but Volcano Master has kept his second place. What's happened? I thought 𝐞𝐸𝐨𝐫𝐭𝐬 overtook him. Maybe 𝐞𝐸𝐨𝐵𝐿 spun, who knows? But either way, Volcano's back up into second. What are the penalties looking like? 3 seconds each. So into the pits goes NPP. Fresh set of red marked soft compound tires on that European Racing Series car. And 𝐸𝐸 is very close to Rassam now. 2.5 tenths separate them. And F1 Lewis has nabbed NPP out of the pits here. P3, 4, and 6 for ILRL. P5, 7, and 8 for European Racing Series. Can 𝐸𝐸 get up into P6 here, overtake Rassam? VGL in P1 and P9. Kieran Liam will not be scoring points because he's ghosted. And here we go with 𝐸𝐸. Down the inside. He has the outside line for this next corner. And he misses the apex there, leaving Rassam with a better exit, carrying more speed down the straight, and leaving him able to defend 4 now, because there are still 4 laps left in the Grand Prix. We're gonna go audio up for the next couple of laps. And there you have it then. 𝐞𝐸𝐨𝐬𝐞 spinning into P7 and 𝐞𝐸 up into P6. Was a lovely battle there on lap 23. 3 laps to go here in the race. And here we go with NPP, European Racing Series, picking up the scraps here on lap 23. NPP gets the move on F1 Lewis and is up into P4. They've just taken massive points away from ILRL. 𝐸𝐸 up into P6, overtaking 𝐸𝐸𝐴, and then NPP up into P4, overtaking Lewis. But Lewis is still on him and will not back down without a fight. Here we go then. We're going to have another battle between these two. Let's go audio up again. I like that. Oh, he's got no battery. And F1 Lewis is now 2 seconds behind. So that is the end of audio up for this race. As careful, this begins the 25th lap out of 26 here in Silverstone, the home race for a few of these drivers, I would imagine. And that's an ILRL car. That's, I think it was an ILRL car that was off the track. Gio is also ghosted as he gets lapped by by NPP. Is there anyone that's going to gain positions because of penalties? Not by the looks of things. Because, yeah, nobody is. Is 𝐞𝐤... Okay, 𝐞𝐤's back. So 𝐞𝐤 was ghosted because of the lapped car. And so is Nick. But Kieran Liam is genuinely not here. And I don't think he will score points. I don't know what the rules are about going AI. So here we go then. One lap in silence with your leader. Careful this. From the hosting team, VGL eSports. And we've got a yellow flag. And it's a European Racing Series car, I think, of 𝐞𝐸, who's gone off. And Rassa's chasing him now. Those softs look very, very damaged. No puncture. They look okay. Can he keep it together on this final lap? F1 Lewis has got a penalty, but 𝐸𝐸 is too far back to benefit from it. The final time that Careful this will drive down the hangar straight in the season 13 VGL eSports Speedkings World Championship. Last time he'll do it this season. It is season 13. I've also figured that out. But anyway, Careful this is gonna get VGL. Oh, and he spun as he crosses the line. He's going to get VGL eSports' first podium of the Speedkings World Championship in Season 13. Careful this wins in Britain. Volcano Master from pole comes home in second. And 𝐞𝐸, an amazing performance from the Inside Line Racing League Reserve, finishes in P3. 𝐸𝐸 finished in P6, Rassa in P7, and Nick NW in P8. I think ILRL will score the most points today. And VGL and ERS very close behind. And PP finishing in P4 for ERS, leading his team. 𝐞𝐤 gets a penalty as he crosses the line but finishes P9. And last but not least, F1 Lewis standing in for 𝐞𝐤𝐨𝐫𝐭𝐬 today. It's going to come home to finish in 5th place for the Inside Line Racing League. And that's it for round 2 of the VGL eSports Speedkings World Championship in Silverstone. Was a decent race. Rassam picking up driver of the day. Thank you to everyone who watched the stream. Round 3 is next week, same time, 8 o'clock p.m. BST. Supposed to be, but like I said, I usually get home a bit late, so around 8:10ish p.m. BST is when the stream should be up next week. And speaking of next week, we are in Austria, a sprint race in Austria. I'm sure everyone is looking forward to that. Like Silverstone, Austria is a fan favorite track. And I'm sure all the drivers will be bringing their pace, like they have been so far this season. So Careful this, picking up a maximum 26 points for VGL eSports. The fastest lap is a 1:29.026. And he takes the win from second on the grid. Volcano Master finishes second from first on the grid, and 𝐞𝐒𝐩𝐨𝐫𝐭𝐬 finishes third from fourth on the grid. The rest of the grid, NPP, F1 Lewis, 𝐿𝐸, Rasa, Nick, and Gio the plays. The rest DNF'd: Kieran, Liam, Para, Blitz, Tess, Wildstorm, Salmas, Polishman, Ripped to Your Ankles, TTL, and Sus. Just gonna snap a screenshot quickly for Passate. I gotta do this quick. Shoot. Bang. Lovely stuff. Just in time. So yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed. Yep. We'll see you next Wednesday for round 3 in Austria. Bye bye.